So I'm a big NewJeans fan, and with NewJeans ETA blowing up recently all over the internet, I thought it'd be a fun idea to recreate the beat for NewJeans ETA. Hopefully it gets a little boost from the algorithm, you know?
Please like and subscribe and share for more music production content. NewJeans
ETA uses two main samples. The first one is the think break, and the second sample is this trumpet sample from a DJ Debonair song. And ETA is basically built off of chopping up these samples in various ways. Alright, so this is the completed beat. I will take y'all through each element and how I kind of made it. So for the electric piano, I used Labs, and I just used the default electric piano chorus VST, and then I just laid out the chords like this. But yeah, I just kind of laid down the chords, and then in terms of adding stuff onto it, I just added auto pan to have more stereo and kind of make it go back and forth between left and right, and then I just EQ'd the bassy part to make room for the 808s and stuff. This is the chop that I did for the think break. So I used Simpler, and then I chopped up the break, put the MIDI like this. So I think this one is like, let me see. Oh shit. Oh yeah, so that's the kick. It doesn't really sound like a kick because I shaved off a lot of the low end using EQ, and then I just used a compressor to make it kind of sound all even. But basically, I think in the real song, you don't really hear much of the low end of the think break, so I think that's why I shaved off a lot of the low portion. And then this is the snare from the sample, and then I just kind of chopped it like this. And this plays throughout the chorus and a bit in the intro. And then for this one, what is this? Oh yeah, this is another chop that I did using the think break, but it's more subtle. And I think this is persistent throughout the song as well, from what I've heard. So this is like just played throughout. It's just like a small, like, I don't even know, it's like vocal sample, but basically changed like the pitches of it, and then I like, yeah, I changed the pitches of it and then messed around with EQ, and then I got that. This is another sample, or another chop of the think break, but in this case, it's the vocal portion of the think break, so. Let's move on to the trumpet. So this is from the sample that I mentioned earlier, and for this one, I chopped it up like this. It's like the main part of, it's what makes ETA ETA, I guess. Like, it's this loud trumpet sound that plays throughout the entire song. For this one, I also put it into Simpler. Shaved off the low end again and added a bit of reverb to it. Alright, and then this is the clap. For this one, I just lowered like the bit rate and then added utility to add some width, like make it a bit more stereo, I guess. What is this? Oh, this is, okay, so towards the end of the song, the clap gets a bit, like, it sounded a bit more EQ'd. So yeah, I just shaved the top end of these claps, and that's only at the end of the song. So this one, oops, so this one I think is a, yeah, it's like a, what do you call it, like a kabasa, like, yeah, like a kabasa percussion loop. that plays throughout the song too, to give it more rhythm. And all I did, I think, was just some EQ, and that's it for this one. Oh, okay, this one, it's like a tape stop effect. This plays, I think, once before, like in the intro when it goes into like the vocals. So I just added that. In this one, so I experimented with a lot of sounds to make the like throughout the song there's this weird like cartoon running effect noise that plays, and I tried using like a cartoon running sample, but it didn't really work out. So the best I could do to kind of replicate that sound was use a perk block, like a wood block sample that I found on Splice. So I think that, yeah, this is the sample. And then I put that in simpler, used EQ, and then made it mono with utility. And so that sounds like this. So like in the track, it actually sounds, it's like pretty subtle, but I guess it still is an important element of the song nonetheless. This one, oh, so this is the 808. I guess one thing about the 808 is like the pattern changes. So in the more upbeat part, this is the pattern. And then when it enters the pre-chorus and gets like the song gets kind of softer, the 808 pattern changes like this. Just a small detail, I guess, but yeah. Just put EQ again and saturator to make it stand out a bit more. This is the tambourine. So like similarly to the Kabasa loop that I used, it just adds more like ambiance and texture, I guess, and also rhythm. Yeah, I grabbed all the loops from Splice, so nothing too special to it. Oh, it looks like I just like lowered the bit rate here again and then just used EQ. Another important element in the track that I picked up upon listening to ETA was this triangle. And this actually comes out quite frequently, so it's just the same like pattern of triangle hits throughout the song, and I guess I didn't really do much processing on this other than to just put it in simpler. But yeah, that's it. This is a snare fill. So there is a snare fill that happens at the end of like certain portions, or like just in certain portions of the song there's this like rapid snare fill that sounds like this. Yeah, and I don't think I did anything else to this at all, to the sound. So that's just the snare. So this is like a Kabasa sound, and this pattern is actually, well, in the context of the song, I guess it's quite subtle, but in the softer parts of the song, like it's quite noticeable. So, and yeah, just lowered the bit rate and also got rid of the low end with EQ. So that's it for this. And lastly, I think this is the final track, as the last one is just a crash. So this is the last part, which is this hollow sounding snare that plays throughout the softer part of ETA. So in the context of the rest of the song, it sounds like this. Yeah, so here's the song in its full version.